Hey y'all, welcome back to another forest video today, and today I'm giving you my forest tips and tricks. These are a range of tricks that could be helpful in early to late game. Just stuff you might not know, or cool tricks. Alright, so my first one is a pretty common one, but still very effective. Now, you may never have crafted a wood bench, but if you are tired of running out of stamina or of having to use other ways to gain stamina, the fastest way is taking 2 logs, building a bench. Now, if I can drain my stamina, it'll refill both your stamina bars. When you sit down, it'll recharge them up, and you might, if they're completely empty, it might take you about a minute. Otherwise, be nice and charged up and ready to go. Tip number 2 is you want to get spears as early on as you possibly can. They can one-shot most animals if you throw them at it, and there is a spear bag you can make out of rabbit furs and rope that allow you to hold 5 spears total. And along with the spear tip, you want to get yourself a bow. You don't need to use the modern bow. To craft a bow, you'll need 2 sticks, 1 rope, and 1 cloth. Now, you have a crafted bow. Now that you have this, you're going to need arrows. And a quiver. So while you're at it, get yourself a quiver. Next tip is rabbits. You're going to need yourself a food source and a lot of rabbit fur to get your crafting done. So you have a quiver, you need to make a stick bag, you make a spear bag, rock bag, water skin, berry pouch, all very important things. You can't really play the game efficiently without them. So what you're gonna need to do rabbit farming, you're gonna need to set up cages. First, you're gonna need to get the rabbits. So you're gonna find a spot that spawns a lot of rabbits, like just an area on the map where you see rabbits a lot, or just set these up around your base. Closer the better. They take 31 sticks each, and basically rabbits will walk into them and get trapped. Then you can pick the rabbit up, bring it over to your rabbit cage, and drop it in. Once these rabbits breed, and you have 3, every time you sleep, they will breed more, and then you'll come out to a pen eventually that looks like this. And then you can either expand your farm by spreading them out, or simply, left clicking, killing the rabbit. Then you get yourself a rabbit fur and rabbit meat, and you didn't even have to chase it down. And then once you're later in the game, you can just set these up all over your base. You will never need food or rabbit fur again. Next tip is farming. So, yes, you can find meds in caves, and we'll get to that. But if you find yourself out in the wilderness or just not near any caves, you can craft meds. The crafting recipes are an aloe vera and 1 marigold. I don't have marigolds right now, but an aloe vera and a marigold, and you can make a health mix. And you put I think it's a coneflower, an aloe vera, and oh yeah, there they are, health mix, an energy mix plus if you add in the coneflower, which is just better healing than the regular health mix. And you can grow aloe and coneflower in your base. Highly recommend doing so. Another thing you can start farming that is very useful is blueberry bushes. Blueberries are not only a great food source because you can just walk up to it with your pouch and collect them off the bush. They restore a little bit of water, a little bit of food, health, and energy. Or not health, sorry, just energy. Talk about the rabbit farm. So now let's show you how to get arrows. Obviously, you're going to have plenty of sticks just by playing the game. Feathers, well, that's a little bit more difficult to get. Yeah, you could go run around chasing down birds and, trying to get them through whatever means, you can probably hit them with a slingshot, right? You can hit the bird. You can try to grab these couple feathers while you're running around, while they're flying away, right? Or go into your crafting recipes, go over to your decoration section, go to the birdhouse. Now, you can set these up everywhere. And then they take 4 sticks and 1 log to craft. Really cheap. And they can hold up to 10 feathers each. You can also hunt down turtles at the beaches and build these little water collectors. So when it rains, they will fill up with water. And you can use that water skin we talked about and fill that up right out of there. Take water with you. These are very nice to have, and you should build as many as you can. Highly recommend. Now, another tip, you're going to be able to find these pots all across the island at like campsites and whatnot. And you can make some, and there's a blueprint that you can make to put them on trees. Then you can use them to collect sap passively instead of just chopping trees down. I'm going to show you my storage room for this tip to give you some ideas on how you can store various items. It's a very good idea to have lots of armor stands so that once you collect some, you can stack up extra for when you run out. Same with most other items. Also, there is a way to store skulls in this game that no one really knows about. Also, you can store dynamite in here. Very interesting as well. But you can take skulls and store them in catapults. So now, you have a skull storage, which leads me into another one of my tips. These. Do not build, I don't know where they are in here, where are they? The standing fires. These give off a good enough amount of light, and they don't require any upkeep. You build them once, it's like a few sap. We already have sap covered. Now you just need some skulls and some sticks. It's that easy. So skull storage then, anytime you need a new light for somewhere in your base, you just gotta go over your skull storage. Boom, you got a skull. Now, as for various other items as rabbit fur, you can have your racks for all kinds of fur, rabbit, boar, deer, anything. So you're gonna need a lot of stuff to make your warm suit. That's a very important item to craft. And then for storage, you can go out and collect items and come back and bring them back to your base so that you have a rainy day stash, so that anytime you absolutely need it, you just have it. And these are more crafting meds. And one of the reasons I'll just go out and I'll do a farming run. I'll just go to a bunch of caves, go hit up some fields, and I'll go do a bunch of crafting. I'll go farm actual meds, and then I come home and empty it all out and go back out with maybe 1 or 2 meds and then do it all again. Another way you can store skulls and rope actually is using the ceiling skull lamp blueprints. All you gotta do is hang it wherever you want it. I like to just build a little platform so I can just do them all around it. And then you walk up to the blueprint and you hit E and it stores the rope. And then you can hit E if you have a skull and you can put it on that blueprint, right? But you don't want to put the sap on, because you complete the blueprint, you can't, get rid of it. But now, this one, it only has a skull and it has a rope. I hit C on the blueprint and that drops both items back so that I can just store them in mass quantities. It's a very useful tip. Like, I can't stress enough how nice it is to be able to store rope and skulls. Those are 2 things you're going to need a lot of, especially if you do crazy zipline systems across your whole world like I do. You ever find yourself running out of bones? Well, fear no more. You can go there's just 2 ways of doing this. So you can do this here, because this is next to a cannibal camp. So obviously there's going to be a lot of foot traffic of cannibals through here. So all you got to do is basically there's this trap I really like called the Happy Birthday Trap right here. 20 sticks, 2 rope, 4 logs, and 2 stones. Okay, yes, I understand they're very expensive, but basically when you put them in a circle like this, and by the way, I use these little benches to either get in and out. You can jump on them, or you can try to sit on them and flop around so you don't get hit by the traps. But if you put them in a circle, then when enemies run at you, they just kind of die in a circle around you. If that makes any sense? And then you have your fire and you make bone storages, and you can just kind of, fill up to your heart's content and then move them back to your base when you wish for unlimited bone armor. Now, method 2 is if you already have the artifact and you've beaten the game, you can turn it on to red. stick it in the ground, which will make cannibals come to you. Just so I can give a quick little demonstration on how this works. Yeah, sometimes that happens and they kind of get through. Just push them out. Come here, buddy. Well, I'll definitely take that arrow. Next tip, looting caves. I think this is gonna be one of the final tips for the video, at least for this time. And yes, you can build in caves. But all this stuff that spawns in here, like these containers, you can break these open and get cloth and whatever. And let me get all this cloth, and then we'll keep moving. Like down here, you can get some candy bars. Here they are. Candy bars and a piece of Timmy's toy. Its head. And then you can go through and loot the whole cave. Like, go down to the other parts of it. Fill up your inventory. Basically, anytime you go in a cave, fill up your inventory as much as possible with everything that you can find in there. It'll be worth your while. Because you can reset the cave. I'll show what I mean in a minute. So first, we gotta fill up our inventory. We're gonna come in here. And we're just gonna come through it. We're gonna grab all the meds. We're gonna get the arrows. We're gonna get all these cloth. You know, if you don't have the axe, grab the axe. You know, if you're in this cave, grab everything. Fuck it. We'll grab the paint too. We'll just turn ourselves red. Now, if you exit the cave, and then you go back into it, now everything inside the cave has respawned and is back. So you can go through and get all the cloth, all of the meds again. Like, I'll show you here. I mean, all these sticks are here again. I can fill up on sticks. You can come get the crates again, and then I can go to the bottom and get all those items again if I needed to, which I don't have max arrows, so I will do that. But yeah, that is a super helpful tip. You can reset any cave like that. You just gotta go in, get everything you want, go back out, and go in again. Run it all over again until you have it, and then you can, you know, take the items back to your base, put them on like in your storage room, and then go back and keep doing that. Very useful. Alright, so now that we're in the cave, I may as well do some cave tips and tricks. So I don't remember if you can grow blueberries down here, but you can use your berry pouch to actually, well, it's not called berry pouch anymore. Now it's just called the pouch. But you can basically get mushrooms then, and you can grow them in caves. Oh, that's a bad one. That was not a good one. But yeah, instead of growing, you know, regular stuff in here, we're growing mushrooms instead of like blueberries or herbs. You can put these gardens down here and grow mushrooms that you collected. And you can only grow mushrooms in caves, which is really funny. And now, if you don't, we'll just go right into the next tip. If you don't know how to build in a cave, I'll show you. All you gotta do is, you know, say we're going in. You get your 2 logs on your shoulder, and you just press E. And you go through, and you still have the logs. So, yeah. Don't ask me how this works. I don't know. But that's how you do it. That's how you build cave bases. And for my last tip of this video, if you like to build in this game and you're not in it necessarily for the base destruction difficulty, right? Because I do a lot of crazy builds. I don't really want them getting wrecked by an angry Armsy or something. So I always turn my building destruction off. That's just me. you know, but I do recommend that, and I do recommend you do the ghost your building opacity so you don't see it as much. It's more see-through, you know. And regrowing trees, that's a huge one. You definitely want that on if you're going to be building. Like, if you want to make it as hard as possible, turn regrowing trees off, you know, turn building destruction on. But if you just kind of want to, like, hang out and build and explore and fight cannibals and mutants, I mean, this is kind of what you want to do. We definitely want that off, and regrowing trees is a really big help. That way, every time you sleep, trees respawn. And as far as, where is it? Is it in graphics? You can change how your game looks, somewhere in here. Like a shader almost. Yeah, your color grading. There's all different options. I like to play on modern. Just gives it a different look. But you can change them, and it'll change how your game looks. But that should be it with the tips for this video. So if you enjoyed, leave a like and comment, and let me know if there's any other, like, if you want me to do another tip video more in depth on some things, or if you just want me to, you know, come up with more, I can. But thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the support lately, all the new subs. Welcome in, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. There's a shitload of mutants out here. Look at this. This is day 300 plus for you. I get to battle hordes of mutants. Also, tips when mutants attack you. Use the gun if you have it. Oh, this is fucking insane. Oh boy. There's another one down. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Yes. And you can also use the traps to one-shot mutants, by the way. Oh, until they come in. Then you can use the gun. Come on, Armsy. Alright, that was kind of hectic, but that was awesome, and now I'm gonna have a ton of creepy armor if I don't freeze to death right here. The warm suit will protect you from the cold, but not from damage. That's the unfortunate part, so if anything runs up on me, I can get like 2-shot right now. That's the only reason I don't like to run around in the warm suit, but when it's raining at nighttime in hard survival, it'll keep you alive, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess I can get all the ones out here now. Go in here and harvest. Oh, dude, I might have to wear some of this to take it back. I might be going home cold. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I still think I have a couple more to harvest. Okay, definitely good. Okay. Well, that was intense.